Hello, my name is Sean Stewart, and this is the first in a series of interviews I will be conducting to inform people about the importance of competition for a business, competitive advantages for a business, and general advice on how to start a business. Today I'm here with Chuck Bamford.
I'm Chuck Bamford. I just thought I'd introduce myself real quickly. I'm an entrepreneur and a professor. So I've been a professor for the last 20-something years, been an entrepreneur for the last 2 years or so. I have 5 textbooks in the field of strategy and entrepreneurship, and I primarily do work with companies on designing their strategy, new venture innovation, that kind of stuff. So with that, I'll turn it back to Sean.
Thank you, Chuck. So what are your thoughts on the commonly called competitive advantage that a lot of businesses emphasize? Do you think it's a false front, or do you like it? What importance do you think it plays in a business's role in success?
Sean, the answer to that question would take, I think I've got, generally I tell people I have about 88 hours worth of material on this. So it's great that we've got 88 hours worth of taping that we're going to do on this, and people are going to enjoy the documentary for the next week and a half. This is the core of everything that is done. So, 2-part question. What do I think about most companies' claim of competitive advantage? I think that it's junk. I think most companies claim that their people are their competitive advantage. So I'll go and work with the CEO and just say, well, Chuck, it's our people. That's our competitive advantage. And my line to them always is, are you kidding me? So your competitors don't have people. And they go, well, no, they don't. Well, they do, but they have, our people are better. And so I would tell them, I said, so if I went across the street and I went to one of your competitors and I said, so what is your competitive advantage? They would say something like, wow, we wish it was our people. We wish we could tell you that. But unfortunately, all the good ones are over there. All we got left here is the schlock, and we're just hoping to make it. And what, right? Which is completely bogus. So what we want to really do is figure out what a real competitive advantage is. Competition means that there's a market for the business. Competition helps refine. Competition helps you figure out exactly what it is that customers are looking for. Competition is the way you bounce off of in order to develop your own business model. So if you look at the totality of what we teach in strategy classes, if you look at the totality of what we do with companies or what I do with my own company, it's about trying to dice out what the true competitive advantages are of the company. That is, those things that truly separate you from your competitors, that are the reason that customers will go past your competitors and come to you. The reason that your customers are willing to pay you more for what you do. So think about this for a second. You go to McDonald's, right? Your favorite clerk at the McDonald's is not there. You going to get McDonald's or not?
Of course,
because you don't really care, right? You don't really care who the person is who's making your McDonald's burger. And by the way, just for that, you don't want to know, and you don't want to know about how it's made back there. So we don't care. You go to the bank and you need to withdraw money from the branch, and the teller that you're used to seeing there is not there. You going to walk out?
Of course not.
No, you're going to get your bank, because all you care about is the things that they're doing. So let's get beyond the people, and I'm not trying to be mean about people, but let's get beyond the concept about the people. The people deliver the competitive advantage. The people are not the competitive advantage. So let's get underneath that and figure out, why does someone choose First Citizens Bank over BB&T? Why does someone choose to go to McDonald's instead of Burger King? Why does these are the things I want to figure out. And once you can figure out what these 2-3 things are, you've got your competitive advantages. And then what I want you to do is double down on those. And that constitutes the strategy.
For our would-be entrepreneurs that may be watching or listening to this, what would you say is crucial to know when you're in the process of starting up a business from your own experience with your startup?
I think my best advice to would-be entrepreneurs is to write it down. I think that every idea sounds good in your head. I get folks who propose ideas to me all the time. They'll be like, Chuck, I want you to come over here because I've got I've got the idea for you. And I'm like, oh no. So they get me over to the side and they tell me about, you know what the idea is? At-home grocery delivery. And I'm like, oh good, because I've only heard that 12 times per year. The ideas are relatively cheap. The ideas are relatively easy. It's not the idea, it's the business model that you come up with. So, and we've had this conversation before, the ideas are all out there. It's the business model that allows you to make significant money, draw in customers, run a business that's successful. So what I tell folks is put it in writing. There's just nothing like putting it in writing to either clean it up and make you excited that you really have something, or get you to walk away from it. Go, you know, that sounded really good until I started putting it in writing, and then, it doesn't work out so well. And we're very disciplined about what we suggest. So the more sophisticated the business that they want to put together, the more we want to put it into a business plan. So what we typically tell people is to go 3 steps, and I'll do this quickly. One is that they just put the idea down, get it in writing, some basic ideas, 1 page, maybe 2. Vet it with a number of people. Does this seem reasonable? Does this look good? What am I missing? If it passes this, and by the way, most will fail here, passes this, then we put a feasibility study together. Feasibility study typically is about 15 pages long, got a cash flow statement in it, some stuff on strategy, some stuff on marketing, who's going to do it, what are we kind of thinking about. Pass that around to people, have them look at that. If it passes there, and by the way, most of them will fail there, then we have you put together a full-blown business plan. This is if you're going to go out and get money to start your business. If you're starting your business with your own money, different story, and with a feasibility study. But if you need money, no bank, no venture capitalists, no private equity firm, no investor is going to give you money without a full-blown business plan. So put it in writing. Writing will clean it up. Writing will clear out all the bad stuff from the good.
Thank you very much for sharing your time and expertise.
Glad to do it, Sean. You got a professor to get it all narrowed down to a short few minutes.
Well, that concludes our first episode. Thank you for joining in, and I hope you enjoy my chronicles following entrepreneurs, advice, competition, and competitive advantages.